And we're on the air. Ladies and gentlemen, settle in for another day of strange tales. Possibly bone-chilling. Almost certainly bone-chilling eventually. But for now, let us continue with the Bryant Falls Mysteries. A Glimpse of the Pale Moon, Part 2. When we last left off, the three adventurers we had on hand, Roy McNamara, Kamara Tier, Martin Spencer, had just found out about a shooting that occurred in one of Bryant Falls' slightly more rural neighborhoods.
And my new editor sent me off to cover the story.
Mm-hmm. Now, the other two, I think, were just mostly curious. That's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing to be in this kind of story at first. Now, we're bringing in two more people this week. One of them, Casey Chapman.
Yep.
And the other, well, I'm not sure Lucy's actually coming in yet, seeing as she doesn't have any numbers on her sheet, and I'd muted her because, let's see how. There we go.
It's okay now.
Okay.
Lucy's cool as long as she doesn't have to roll to do anything.
She's impervious to damage.
She's not impervious to damage, but I'll play it like it goes, you know?
Okay. Now, bear in mind, without any investigative skills, she might not notice a whole lot.
I can sit this one out. It's up to you, David.
Well, you might want the opportunity to. It might be a little difficult to get 5 or 6 people. Well, 5 anyway. And you might want to go ahead and stick some numbers on your sheet to fully develop your character, and then we could bring you in tomorrow morning.
Give 2 points in notice.
Wait, tomorrow morning?
Well, okay. In game time.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's cool with me. Maybe I'll like show up and meet people, and then I'll have something to take care of. Okay. Yeah, that's a good compromise.
Okay. So in the meantime,
yeah.
In the meantime, the 4 of you now, and could we get character descriptions from people? This was a cue. Let's start with Kamari. Describe yourself as you would be at this time of night. It's getting on toward about 10 p.m.
Yeah, let's see.
And kind of chilly.
Oh yeah, I'd be wrapped up in a sweater and coat. Probably something like yoga pants. Long dark hair is pulled up into a bun. There's probably little flecks of paint on her hands and everything.
Mm-hmm. Roy?
Yeah. Well, I was just on the way to go to the bar, so I am still sober. but I didn't put too much effort into what I look like, so I might be a bit disheveled, maybe the hair standing either which way.
So dressed for non-social drinking?
Yes, dressed for drinking alone. And yeah, but I have a coat.
Inebriate like you mean it.
Yeah, but I didn't have a chance to get my tongue wet yet, so, well, maybe later.
C'est la vie.
Yeah, for the moment I'm a bit worried. I'm looking a bit worried because I just stuff about George, and now I'm worried that he might be hurt or that he might have gotten himself into something. So yeah, looking worried and want to see what's going on.
not to give away too much yet, but yes and yes.
The entire game, nothing but red herrings.
Okay, this is Gumshoe, which means you're going to have a number of important clues. In fact, I should probably make that sheet available to you.
A sheet.
A sheet. You know how? Yes, in fact, you know how I've been giving you sheets all this time for you to keep notes in. Yeah. I have one for this game as well, and I will make that available to you in a moment. Meanwhile, let's see. We have a Martin and a Casey. Who wants to go next?
Well, I've got directions. I've got one of those ABC maps open on the passenger seat, and I've got I have photography, so I should have a camera.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got a little reporter notebook and so on, and I don't have a press card, but it's a small town. All they have to do is call my boss.
Yep.
And so yeah, I'll just head to the address as instructed, and just sort of look for police cars, and then pull up a safe distance away, get out, and address an officer.
There are, in fact, 2 police cars outside looks like...
I got my wallet with the driver's license in it, because they're going to want to see ID right away.
Mm-hmm. And Casey.
Casey would be probably on the way to like one of her evening part-time jobs, like working night shift at the Mammoth Mart or something along those lines, and would be dressed appropriately for such a job.
Mm-hmm.
The sort of yellow blouse with the orange fringe and highlights on it.
That sounds perfect, because I think that's what it looks like. Maybe.
Awesome. It sounds less than perfect, but we'll go with it.
It's not
That
pretty
sounds
close.
That is where we find our...
Yes, it's terribly depressing.
Everybody's a critic. Mm-hmm. And we will begin there. In time, all 4 of you show up, probably fairly close together, in fact, as this did just kind of happen, and you need to get your looking in while the look is fresh. But both Sheriff Denby and Deputy Frechette are there. The sheriff is looking around the back of the house, looking around the back room of the house, which has these porch doors looking out onto the backyard. And the deputy is talking with the gentleman of the house, Mr. Oliver Findlay.
Right.
There is a wife nearby who is looking distraught over the situation. A sheet has been already put over the body, laying by the double doors going into the living room. So maybe just a bit beyond hurt.
Mm.
Who's doing something to get the attention of the...
First of all, I'm looking for the car of George. He went around in his car all the time today. Is his car here?
His car is not in front of this house.
Odd.
Well, I'm going to sort of, as soon as one of the officers glances in my direction, I will, there's a little sort of...
Okay. Well, he'll look over a bit. He'll look over at you briefly and look down at the... and he will wander over to you and say, yes, this is an active crime scene.
Yes, I'm aware of that, sir. My name is Martin Spencer. I start work at the town crier on Monday. I just got a call from my editor asking me to come over and just.
Yeah, Frank just couldn't wait to put you to work, could he? Okay.
Well,
I can't tell you anything yet, as we are still evaluating the scene.
of course, obviously, I figure probably the best thing I can do is just hang back until you're ready to tell me something, and then write it down and call it in the morning.
Okay. Well, all I can tell you is that for some reason, George Duncan, longtime resident who only just recently returned to town, apparently came over from the house back there, came into the living room, and was promptly shot.
From the house back there?
Yeah, there is another house that sort of butts up against
Right.
Yeah, there's the Findlay house. There is a length of backyard. There is a white fence there.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That house there.
There's a white fence. There's another portion of yard, and there's the back of another house.
Quickly note down. Personally, I quietly note down the address, and then I also am going to be careful to take note of what the other address is.
You get both addresses, and they have very similar numbers because they're both the very similar distance away from the main drag.
I have investigated procedures, so I know there's probably the best questions to ask. Also, I have my camera with me, and I have photography, and would it be all right if I took a few pictures?
Well, out of respect for the family that just repelled a break-in attempt, it looks like.
Of course. I said to the officer, would you mind if I, sort of indicate that I'd like to take this picture for the paper?
Sheriff Denby's picture?
Well, whoever.
Yeah.
If it's Sheriff Denby talking to me. Well, yeah.
That's Sheriff Denby, yes.
Well.
Yeah, Deputy Frechette is talking with Mr. Findlay.
Right. Well, I'm not going to disturb him.
Right. Yeah, this would probably not be the best time to take pictures. And I think this would be better covered tomorrow morning. All I can tell you is what I've found so far, and there's not a whole lot.
Right. Well, okay. So that's pretty much. I'm thinking that's probably all they're going to want for the article anyway, unless they want some more in-depth investigation. So I'm just going to...
Probably, although he has now just pointed you at the house across the way.
Right, the house, right. The house behind this one that is behind too. So I know the address here, and it'll be a simple matter to find the address of that house as well, which I'm going to be looking into later.
Mm-hmm. And, oh, by the way, the back door of that house is still open.
The back house has a door standing open?
Yes.
Uh-huh. I see. I'll just sort of hang around and wait to be told something. And if Sheriff Denby is, I'm not going to keep Sheriff Denby from doing his job, so I'll just observe and note things that I observe.
Right. Now, let's see about the others. Let's see. That would be Roy, Kamaria, and Casey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the sheriff is busy looking at the scene. The deputy is interviewing the shooter. Right. And there is a house that the culprit apparently came from hanging open.
Right.
And unattended.
The door to that house is open.
Mm-hmm.
So he's lying outside, but he was shot in the living room.
No. George Duncan, or at least the body you assume is George Duncan, is under a sheet just inside the door of the living room.
Ah, inside.
So the front door is open so you can see it, but interesting.
Okay, so he came from the back, wanted there. Okay, I don't want to be seen by Sheriff Denby. So, given that they indicate that he came from the back side of the house, I might take a little stroll to that area.
Stroll over to George Duncan's house.
That's his house on the other side. Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
presumably, if it's the house he came from, unless he was invading multiple homes tonight.
Well, I have no idea where he lives, actually. But I'm going to take a look if I can see more from the other side. Maybe, yeah, from the back side of this house.
If I just introduced myself to the police officers, so they'd notice if I went over there.
Yeah.
They can ignore you now that you've made yourself known. They won't pay attention.
Yeah, but I'm going to go to the back side of the house because then I'm maybe out of the field of vision of Sheriff Denby.
Okay, well, let me point out the living room of that house is toward the back of the house, and the double doors from the living room open out onto a little back concrete pad in the backyard.
Oh, the double doors make sense now. It's like, who has double doors to their living room? That's weird. But it's like, if it's onto a deck or a patio, okay, that's...
Hey, we have double doors in our bedroom.
That's good.
It happens.
From time to time.
I was thinking like exterior doors that were just like your front door, but not.
Well, something tells me that the sheriff is probably a little bit more
distracted.
Yeah, distracted with the actual body.
Maybe even a bit dismissive.
Yeah. I was probably...
curiosity would be a great reason to dive into something here.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
There's a reason they call it a risk factor.
Dive into the body bag? Seems ill planned.
Yeah, it's not a body bank, it's a mosh pit of the dead. Sorry, no.
Well, I was probably going to head towards that door anyway.
Okay, heading...
Because, yeah, I don't want to be near the body right now.
Yeah, and the body is not in the house where you're going, I guess.
Yeah. So, when I see what Roy's doing, I probably follow along, and then when I get close enough, I kind of say quietly, well, you really are Snoopy.
No, just keeping out of the way.
Now, I really do need to do a bit of document work here, mostly in the whole...
So, but let's see if I have something I can do down there.
Well, just a moment. Like I said, I need to make a document available to you, and it's taking its own sweet time.
Of course.
Is this something that we would eventually want linked from the community page?
Eventually, yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and say anyone with the link can edit, and I'm going to get the shareable link. Copy. And I'm going to put it up in chat now. Paste. Anyone with that link should be able to edit.
Okay.
And it works.
Yay!
All right, sabotage time.
Yeah.
Anonymous Wolf. Okay.
That's probably me, because I think you're the walrus.
All right.
Okay, and as you approach that back door,
Mm-hmm.
the first thing you notice is there are some smears on the door frame.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Of his house?
Some red smears on the door frame, the frame of the back door of his house.
That's odd. I'm going to take a look at them and see with outdoor survival or something. Make something of anything of them.
Give me a moment to look at the skills you have.
Medicine and outdoor survival.
Those might help. Then again, you might find other skills more befitting in this case.
Mm-hmm.
Murder forensics?
I don't have that.
Tell you what, would you like to spend a point in science?
Sure, why not?
Okay, because you might find out things you don't want to know. Like, for instance, in this case...
Yeah?
It's a trick, don't do it.
Yeah.
It's better off
I'm
not
not
knowing.
going to do it. Know what happened.
Trust me, you want to know.
Yes.
However ugly it might be. I'm going to copy and paste into the evidence locker the tidbit you just found, or at least I will once the cursor responds. Technology, such a mixed bag.
Yep.
Yeah, the smears of something red by George Duncan's back door are blood.
What?
Yeah, he's got some sort of blood smears on the back door of his house.
Oh my God.
Before he went where he was shot.
Before he went where he was shot, yes.
So
What if he went there for help? What if he was hurt and he went to them for help and they just freaked out and shot him?
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I'm going to
actually just a moment.
I'm looking at Camaria. I say that's blood. And then I go inside.
You're like, all right.
But why would there be blood over here? And then I follow him.
Yeah. And then you
Wait, be dangerous. You go first.
What sensible people do in this case, right? They see blood, a dead body, and they go into a house.
How many slasher flicks have you seen? This is not a genre about reasonable, rational people.
That's true.
I try to avoid such films. I don't like them.
Genre savvy.
Oh dear.
Wait a minute. You went out the back door of this house. You might be in the back door if another house got shot and another blood splattered on the back door of his house. What was the muzzle velocity?
Well, you don't see splatters all over the back of his house, so it wasn't like he was shot by a super shotgun or anything like that. Just on that one spot.
Yeah, that would take an anti-tank round.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the setup there. Yeah, so all you know so far from the back door is that's blood.
Mm-hmm.
Mildly disconcerting, that. No, it looks like multiple smears. It actually looks like multiple smears of blood.
Interesting.
Like from a hand with fingers?
Could be. Could be, yeah.
You should use your
now
knowledge
let's see.
of hands.
You get inside, and you can see there is a trash can sitting in the middle of the kitchen floor.
open or closed?
It's open,
It's open.
and it kind of stinks too.
Trash cans might.
Is it dark or
No, it is lit. The lights are still on.
lights are on? Okay, so what's in it? I'm looking into it.
Okay, it looks like it's half full of badly decomposed vegetables. Looks like there is some moldy ham. Carton of milk, except it looks a bit chunky.
Okay.
So
And
what
yes,
do you
it's-
expect from someone who's been away and recently come back to a neglected house?
Maybe, except the trash can's right there in the center of the floor.
All right, that is a bit
Mhm.
weird.
Not only that, he works for a grocery store. So one would expect that he has a lot of fresh stuff in his house and not chunky old milk. Because, yeah, if you work in
Junky old milk, moldy ham.
if you work for a store, then you have easy access to fresh stuff, usually, I'd say. So
How old is George? How old is he?
Well, I'm not there, so I shouldn't contribute a theory, but I think I already know what's going on there.
really?
Uh,
Okay.
He was mid-20s, maybe slightly late 20s, could be 25 to 28.
So now, having just got out of jail, he was clearing out his refrigerator, which was not cleared out while he was away.
Now, you're not there, so you can't offer that conjecture,
That's true.
unless you
So
want to go
I'm-
over there, because you can kind of see them. You can kind of see them poking around in the kitchen.
I think I'll just sort of go over there I'm sort of torn between going over there and calling the sheriff's attention to the fact.
Oh,
But curiosity
Later.
is the thing. This is clearly. I just want to see if this is typical of the town that is in some strange way connected to Juliet's background. So I need to know stuff. Anything weird about this town?
Curiosity.
So I'm going to sort of quietly, surreptitiously make my way over to the back of the house and see what's going on. And the question is, do I notice the blood on the?
Yes, you will.
Okay.
And that's why I'm adding a bit more to the document.
Oh,
I quickly take it.
Actually, are you going to spend a point of? I believe it would be. Maybe I should just print out my damn notes and work from those.
Mhm.
A point in. I think it would be a point in humanities. Yes, a point in humanities.
I don't think I have humanity.
You do 1 point.
I do? I must have changed.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, okay. Yes. Well then,
Oh.
I'll do that. I'll stay the point in humanities.
Okay, what you notice is this set of smears on one spot on the door frame. Now, you don't know what they are, but you're fairly certain from the way they're traced around. This mark, whatever it was deliberately placed.
Right. I take a picture of it.
Mm-hmm.
now your camera's cursed. Good
And
job.
I open the door and I say, something interesting.
Yeah, they're looking in a trash can that is set right in the center of the kitchen floor.
Whoa.
Old stuff, I say. And I'm looking around for more blood or more.
You're not finding blood in the kitchen. The kitchen looks pretty clean, except for this thing in the center of it.
He hasn't
And there's yeah.
Is he like
there's
away for a while?
What?
I said he hasn't cleared his trash can out in a while, has he? Has he been away for a while?
No. He's been working today.
Mm-hmm.
That looks like considerably longer than a day. Did he just get back from a long vacation?
Yeah, we can
Actually-
see that Captain Obvious.
Yeah, the sell-by on the milk was about 1.5 years ago.
What in the hell? That's...
Yeah, the kitchen is clean otherwise.
Hang on a second. I whip out a handkerchief and use that to grip the door of the refrigerator and take a look inside.
Hey, what are you doing? Cleaning off your fingerprints?
Making sure not to leave any.
I just kind of look at Roy like, really?
Well,
And
Yeah, and you look in, and you can see where several of the shelves in the refrigerator have been cleared off, but there are still some shelves toward the bottom that have, looks like containers with icky stuff in unsavory colors, hues, and textures in containers still in there.
he
So-
was away for a long
So
time.
you have about half the disgusting stuff in the trash can, and about half the disgusting stuff in the refrigerator.
Sort of close the door and I say, okay, I don't think I want to know.
well, I hope you didn't take a photo of us when you just used your camera out there. What did you do?
I took a picture of one of the spheres there.
Yeah,
was,
that's blood, you know.
Dave, was it a symbol or something?
A symbol?
Dave, was it a
It-
symbol or something?
It-
or a
Yeah,
picture?
you got the distinct sense that it was intentionally placed symbology of some sort.
Just
I'm going.
took a picture of the symbol drawn in blood on the guy's door.
I'm going back out and take a second look at it because I didn't think it was a symbol before. I thought it was just
It
smeared.
occurs to me, you know what occurs to me is, does this house belong to the guy who was there?
I have no idea, actually.
Well, whoever's house it is, the door was standing open. That gives the police probable, the sheriff and the deputy probable cause to come here as make it part of their investigation. Do we really want to
Huh.
do a police investigation?
Well, you haven't looked over. There's also stuff in the living room that might be interesting.
Yeah.
I want
The roll top desk full of papers, for instance,
Yeah, let's take a
and
look
the phone
around.
with the pad by it.
Let's
Are
take a
there-
look around ourselves, and afterwards you can tell the sheriff and the deputy.
I kind of mumble something about seeing as it was George that was killed. I highly doubt that the police are really going to be strong about this investigation.
Yeah. They're just going to put everything into boxes and cart it away.
They're just going to say, well, he's a troublemaker. He deserved what he got.
Exactly.
That would seem to be the vibe now, wouldn't it?
Mhm.
Anyway, in the living room, like I said, there is a phone with a pad by it, and that has some stuff written on it. And like I said, there is that big roll-top desk full of papers.
Take a picture of that.
Mm-hmm. Wait, take a picture of which that?
Wait a minute. Actually, wait a minute. Something written on the pad.
Something written on the pad. There is a number, area code, and 7 digits, as you would expect, with a thing written underneath it. Give her this number with an exclamation point and an underline.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
Her who, I wonder. Okay. I take the picture.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. After you took the picture, I take the pad and pocket it.
Okay.
Yay! Now you're
Go
a
ahead.
criminal too.
No, I just want to take a look at it later in quiet.
Yes, well,
So what's the paperwork on the desk?
The paperwork on the desk looks like a whole bunch of financial stuff.
Financial stuff.
Now,
Of whom? Whose financial stuff?
okay, looks like a lot of paperwork from a. Let me get down to the. I do have this in my notes. And Mrs. Yvonne Stewart.
Yvonne Stewart.
Yvonne Stewart, and like I said, are you going to spend a point of research on this?
Yes, I will. Or maybe I'll let him do it. I don't want to hog the limelight.
Trick him into doing it.
Just go ahead. Use your point.
Yeah.
Okay, who's using their point? John is spending the point?
Research.
Okay. John is spending the point. Okay. John is spending the point of research for Martin. So you can see that Yvonne Stewart was apparently George Duncan's grandmother.
Oh.
Yeah, she died about a year and a half ago.
Oh,
And there's some paperwork
geez.
relating to her funeral expenses.
She died right when he bought the bill.
He died
Wasn't
while
it
he...
I think not.
Yes, he was in jail and she died while he was away.
Yeah. Also, you can see by the various expenditures and so forth. I'll go ahead and slap this in here too. Now, I thought there was an option for paste and match style in here, but I'm not seeing that for some reason. I am not happy about that. I'm going to go ahead and put in this clue. Between income from Mrs. Stewart's portfolio, his paychecks from Vici's shop best, and both expenses in dining out and home repair, George has not had the money to pay for drugs or anything like that.
He's stealing them.
No, he's clean.
Or he's clean.
Or he's clean. Then again, I don't know that he has a reputation as a druggie, don't I?
No, you don't.
So I don't find it odd that he wouldn't have the money for drugs because one assumes people normally don't spend money on drugs.
Yeah, he was kind of living hand to mouth.
Yeah. Right.
Casey, what are you doing at this time? Just hanging out?
Casey would. I'm interested in.
Now you have more people going over to that. You have more people going over to that house. You see, just all three of them.
I did notice that Casey is not that snoopy at that point, so I'd just be listening to. Like, I'm interested actually in what they're talking to, or what the shooter is saying.
Oliver Findlay remains fairly steadfast in his claim that he and his wife were downstairs just minding their own business when that druggie from across the way sort of burst in.
Okay, so
yeah, the gun was convenient, and he felt the need to protect his home.
Okay, so the thing I was missing was that they shot the intruder, not the intruder shot the husband or whatever. Okay,
right. Mm-hmm.
That makes more sense. Okay, that's
now here's the thing. Bullshit detector. You have a point in that. You don't actually need to spend. You don't actually need to spend it for this, but you get the feeling he is being fairly sincere with his claim that George Duncan just burst in and he felt the need to shot him because the gun was right there.
If I spent a point, would that let me know if like he's telling the truth, but maybe there's something he's leaving out? Like say he
No,
was, I don't know, whatever. So that
yeah, he's not being that cagey about it, really. I'm not going to require you to spend a point to get any more detail that you can't get.
okay.
Not in this case, anyway.
All right.
Just that he is sincere about the shooting.
So the fact that they're talking to this guy and not necessarily arresting him is not very strange. Okay.
Well, okay. The deputy does have a few concerns, which he's sort of asking about, like how the gun got into his possession, and he talks about that he has a good-sized collection of guns. He has a case over there.
Mm-hmm.
That all seems very plausible and not suspicious or weird. So at least this
does, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. And so now I need to find a way to be more curious about what's going on inside the house.
Yeah, well, the deputy and sheriff are not going to let you get that close to the operation inside the house because, well, they're conducting they're conducting an investigation.
They already let 3 people in, so they don't want to let anyone.
We're in the neighbor's house.
Oh,
they're in the neighbor's house. If you look,
right.
if you look out the back, if you look out the back door of the Findlay house, there's backyard, a fence, another person's backyard, and another person's house. They're in that house.
Oh, it's like on the same side of the street.
It's back to back. They're on different streets, but they share a back fence.
Oh, those people. Okay. I don't know what would happen.
Now, I'm just looking over the notes here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's made 1 or 2 references to the gun case and the collection he has. So it would be not unreasonable for him to have a gun. There's a problem, though. That case has a lock on it, and you can see inside that several of the guns have trigger locks.
Oh, so it would not have been immediately usable.
Right. Except there was a gun that was immediately usable.
Well, I mean, so he said there was one lying around. Did he say? So he didn't say he retrieved a gun. He just said it was there.
Well, that one was handy. The others weren't handy because they were locked into a cabinet with trigger locks. So they wouldn't have been handy, but that one was handy. So, for whatever reason, which is reasonable.
Well, I mean, if he had it for like a home defense gun, that's the way it would be. So that's.
Well, he was doing maintenance on it, so it was unlocked.
Or that. If he was cleaning it.
That's amazing. Let me see it again.
Oh.
I missed it.
Well,
such a salty pun.
I feel like
what?
The fact that there's this group of people in this other house, where he came from, is sort of interesting, and so probably despite my best,
despite your best judgment, you're probably going to go over there and see what the in crowd is doing.
Yeah. It seemed like a good idea at the time.
Okay. You can see the indistinct smear on the back door frame. You can see the refrigerator, the trash can, and the group of people talking about stuff. And all 4 of you, feel free to interact now.
Mm-hmm.
Share what you know.
What the hell's going on here?
Meanwhile, I'm going to type some more stuff into the case document.
Oh, hi.
Oh, we're just being Snoopy. No big deal.
Yeah, we're just looking, taking a quick
It's
look
my job to be
what's going on.
I'm going to report it.
There we go.
Okay, he's doing his job. We're being snoopy. I blame him. She points to Roy.
Well, what are you doing here?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm figuring out what you're doing here.
Okay, I see. So what's your name?
Casey.
I think I've seen you around somewhere.
Well, it is a small town.
Kind of. Oh, you are working at the Mammoth Market, right?
Yeah, I have a couple
Mammoth
shifts
Market.
there during the week.
Yeah, sure. I think that's where we will have met. When I stacked up on supplies. Let's see.
Oh, supplies.
Yeah.
Air
You
quotes.
remember me buying alcohol?
Yes.
Okay. Well, yeah. Make yourself at home. I think I'm just going to take a look at the rest of the apartment and see if I see the house, if I see something special standing out or something. I'm still looking for where the blood came from. Did you notice the blood on the door? I wonder.
It's kind of hard to miss.
Yeah, I wonder where that came from. So I'm looking around in the house to see if there's some blood anywhere, if I find blood anywhere or something like a knife or whatever.
Actually, I will tell you, there is a knife block in the kitchen.
Knife missing, or?
Actually, no. There are spaces for 8 different knives, various size, and all 8 knives are present and accounted for. You're not finding any blood around the house. I know, peculiar, right?
Does the blood look fresh, or is it like dried?
It looks dried. If you're actually going to touch it, test it, or it's not shiny or anything.
The luminosity, yes.
We are going to leave that to the police, I guess. If they feel inclined to do it.
You know that's weird, right?
Also, sooner or later, they are going to, if this is that guy's house, then they are sooner or later going to come here and check it out, and we don't want to be here when they do.
No, we don't want to be here when they do. That's why I'm pushing forward here to get ready before they come over. So,
what are you doing? You're gonna throw a party? What are you doing?
Well, you know who that is, George? He was in prison, but he was trying to get back on the straight and narrow, and now he's dead. And he's some kid that went off the way, and now he's shot. I don't like that at all. People should get a chance, a second chance.
It sets a bad precedent.
Yeah. Sometimes people just stumble and make a mistake, and it doesn't mean that they are bad people or something, you know.
Doesn't explain the symbol written in blood on the back door. Okay.
Yeah, no idea about that symbol. Do you know something about symbology or something?
So I'll be doing that later on.
Yeah, you made a photo of it, right?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, we can check that out later on the internet if we see something. If we find a connection, we can do a picture search or something.
Right.
So,
one other thing, it's just occurred to me.
I think we are done here. There's nothing much left here. So maybe whoever feels the compulsion can go to the sheriff and or to the deputy and can tell them that there's something strange on the door here.
Right.
There's something strange in your neighborhood.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
So,
anyway, actually,
going to
one
leave.
other peculiarity I'm going to throw at you.
Okay.
This house is very much staged like something from the late 90s. There is a big wooden goose next to the sofa that has a bunch of magazines from it, going up to about 2013.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
But
Big wooden goose. Oh, it's probably
big
one.
wooden goose magazine holder.
oh,
And
Nice.
it contains a bunch of magazines. There is one other oddity in there that you might want to be aware of. There is this big bronze and this big bronze ring with a turquoise stone set in the center of it, with a long looping chain attached to it.
Ah,
on the magazine holder?
On the magazine holder.
like hanging from the neck of the goose,
Sitting on a magazine. Yep.
sitting on a magazine.
Oh, like
I take a picture of it.
medallion or a pendant or something?
No, it's a ring.
No, it's a medallion would be a better word for it. Imagine it about this size.
That's
Several inches across.
Christopher medallion. I take a picture of it without actually touching it. Now I
Yeah.
take a picture on the out of here.
No, it doesn't look like a St. Christopher medallion of any sort. In fact, hey, you know what, John?
Yeah.
Would Martin be willing to spend a point of history?
Yes, as a matter of fact, Martin would be willing to spend a point of history. He's not likely to
Yeah.
spend a point for a while.
Well, as it turns out, this medallion could very well, judging by the wear on it, tarnish and bits of tarnish on it, the chain on it is fairly new, but the medallion itself appears to be maybe several hundred years old.
What?
I know, right?
Yeah.
This guy was into antiques?
Before I say anything else, I carefully handling it so as not to leave fingerprints. I turn it over once and take a picture of the back as well.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. They didn't have money, so they were not into antiques.
Right. And then I turn it face up again, and then I'm going to be researching that later. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is the surface of it relatively plain? It doesn't have any symbols or marks on it?
There are some either raised or embossed symbols. It's really kind of hard to tell because the medallion is that old and appears to be that worn. Now, let's see. But the assembled here cannot make head or tail of it.
Mm-hmm. Well, now we have two photographs of it. That's good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Picture of the front, picture of the back. I've got photographic record of a couple of the things I found. Also,
kind of
credit rating is a matter of public record.
Mm-hmm.
Access a person's credit rating. So I'm going to want to have a look at this.
Actually, you have all of Ms. Stewart's and George's financial records on the roll top desk.
Right. But I'm not going to disturb them right now or go through them in detail. But
that's okay, because someone else already did and didn't find anything about buying a medallion at an antique store, estate sale, or anything else, really.
Right.
Okay.
Gee, I wonder if some old guy in Michigan left it to him in a will for some reason. He's never heard of it.
Okay.
I don't say that out loud.
Mr. Reporter, I think you are the best person to tell the cops about the blood on the door, but
maybe we don't.
make sure to not.
Yeah.
Yeah, make sure to leave the rest of us out of it.
Right.
And
Okay, let's go outside and I'll just. Okay. So.
Yeah, I appreciate that. We're not here. We weren't here.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
we were never here.
I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
Get your number later on, just, your guys' number later on, just because we're going to want to talk about this. If you find out anything. Anyway.
Yeah.
Actually, wait a minute. Suddenly I'm having, you want me to have a flashback. So, I'm just realizing suddenly why am I suddenly talking like we're a team. Only, no. I think
we are now.
I'll just sort of, I'll look at anyway. Martin Spencer, I'm not in the book yet, but 411, whatever. You're right.
Yeah.
I got everybody's names just in case. Just in case we need to talk anymore.
Yep.
Anyway.
Yeah, let's exchange numbers.
Okay, sure, we'll do that.
Yeah, speaking of numbers.
Speaking of numbers, there's another number there which I'm definitely going to be looking up. You can do a reverse look up on the phone.
Exactly. Wait.
On the internet. But
doing a reverse search for the phone number on the internet?
That would be a simple matter thing. Of course, I don't have Wi-Fi at home.
That's not a problem.
The reporter would probably have made arrangements for that, but anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd probably have it as part of your carrier.
Right. Okay. So in that case, yes. So I'm gonna go talk to the since I spoke to the sheriff already.
Yeah, and I'm leaving for around the front side of the house to the other street, so I don't go back to the crowd around the.
Right. So you go out the front of the house, and hey, there's George's car right there at the front of the house.
Hey,
Okay.
Does it still have the magnetic logos?
Yes, it does. Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
I take a quick, as I usually do, I take a quick look inside the car if there's something interesting on the back.
As you usually do. Do you snoop through people's
Well,
cars? You just walk down the street and look and see what they have inside?
Last time I did, when I saw the Vermont car, then I took a quick look inside, and now I'm doing it the second time.
Yeah, it's not that I noticed.
Yeah, the car seems fairly clean as well, except it's generally clean, but there are several bags where it looks like George has been eating McDonald's.
Right. Their fingers are everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Are they not a true villain?
Well, it fits his financials, but it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit the old stuff in the kitchen, because that should have been cleaned out a while ago. But he doesn't have much money, so it stands to reason that he's eating less expensive.
Plus, which it looks like he has been living clean. But I'm not going to say too much.
Hey, David, I'd like to add.
Basically, now that I know what to look for, I should be able to find evidence that he's been living clean later on.
Okay, excuse me. Okay, excuse me, everybody. Shu, please continue.
Oh, I'd like to add something to the story.
Add something to the story? Go ahead.
Yeah, there's a phone number scrolled across the vinyl of the dashboard in Sharpie marker on the passenger side. Someone scrolled their phone number in Sharpie.
In Sharpie on the dashboard.
Yeah, in his car. Yeah. How's that?
A bit creepy.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. Anyway, it looks messy, like they did it in a hurry.
So, okay, what is there on the dashboard?
Someone has scrawled a phone number on George's dashboard in permanent marker.
That's a bad idea.
I compare it to the phone number I have on the sheet of paper that I snatched.
Same area code, but the number is different.
Yeah.
I write it down on an other paper or this thingy.
Took the entire pad, so that should be simple.
I don't write it in the same piece of paper that the first number is, but I write the dashboard number down on another piece of paper.
And then I go home. Let's see. Okay, you go home. Emmy, what has Tamari been doing through this? Sauntering back over to the Findlay house, out the front door to avoid scrutiny, or what?
Probably.
Okay. So let's see. I imagine everybody goes their separate ways. And I think at this point we're going to advance to tomorrow morning.
Okay, so yes, what I tell the sheriff is that I noticed the door was standing open. I wanted her to have a look without actually disturbing anything. But then I noticed the blood on the door, so I thought he'd better have a look at it. So I came right back over.
Okay, you came right back over to...
And, you know, what TV tropes called the oddly specific denial. I came right back over without in any way going through the guy's financial records. No, I don't do that up.
I totally didn't see several other people there.
Yes, there was nobody else there.
And I don't have their phone numbers.
We didn't have enough people over there for a small cocktail party.
Nor did I see any medallion on the guy's magazine rack. Just on my way to work when suddenly nothing happened.
Okay, so you will get back over to the Findlay house. The deputy is in the process of taking Oliver Findlay in for further questioning. It's not an arrest technically. He's not in cuffs or anything.
We want to get his statement in some more detail.
Right.
But,
and Sheriff Denby is seeing to the disposition of the body in a black station wagon just for that purpose.
But I just step up and in a moment I Sheriff, I think you ought to have a look at this.
What? And you're showing him the picture on your phone?
Well, it was just, you were busy, so I didn't want to disturb you. So I looked around and I noticed the door standing open on that house there.
Yeah, that would be George's house, yeah.
Is it? That's interesting. Because I just went over to have a look to make sure, see if he had broken in there and there's blood smeared on the back on the door.
Well, after he'd gotten out of jail, he'd been in for about 2 weeks or so, probably still getting bits of the house rehabilitated after the shuttering.
I don't know if it involved blood on the door. And there's more to it than that.
Oh, what?
Obviously, but take a look at this. This here, that's some kind of symbol. Somebody drew it. It isn't just a blood splatter. Somebody drew that on the back door.
Somebody drew on. That is freaky. Okay, we'll have a look at it.
I just thought I'd better bring it to your attention.
Thank you.
And Now, of course, that would play really well in a newspaper article, but I think maybe it would play a little too well, so I think I might not mention it.
You're going to have to spike that one? Oh, dear. Oh, well.
Well, I mean, let me ask you your opinion. So should I, do you think? It doesn't seem like it's the kind of detail. I mean, if it's part of your investigation, obviously, it's something I probably shouldn't share with the public yet.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that was going to dovetail in with the shooting over here.
Yeah.
All right, I will have a look.
Well,
Thank
anyway,
you.
I better tell you my civic duty.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Well,
guess
thank you for that.
I
You're the guy that just moved in recently, aren't you?
that's right. I believe they're calling it the Lansdowne Shack.
Oh.
Okay, and
I've heard funny stories about that place in the past, but I think he'll be okay.
I'd be very interested to hear some of them, especially if I'm living there. So, could I come by the sheriff's department tomorrow morning?
I guess I don't see why not.
I start work, but tomorrow or Tuesday, and what do you
Right. I will still only be. Let's see.
Right.
I think tomorrow is Friday, by the way.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Tomorrow in game would be Friday, as I specified late in April.
Right, but then I say tomorrow instead. I don't say, because I don't start until Monday. But and definitely when
you're investigating now.
Yeah, I'm investigating now, so it's kind of part of my job anyway.
I hope this doesn't turn out to be a big story.
Right. Well, it's hard to say. But I think initially there's really not much to be said except something happened. Details if they become more interesting.
Okay. Well, thanks. I'll need to see the body off, and then I'll go over and probably ought to secure the place while I'm at it.
I appreciate it very much, but when you can spare the time.
All right. Thank you. And the deputy leaves. The hearse leaves. The deputy sheriff goes over to inspect the house. And now I think we cut to tomorrow morning.
Right. Okay.
What's everybody doing?
I'm phoning it in. I spent, well, first of all, before, after, what the hell, my night is shot anyway. I write up a few things like, just the bare bones details of what happened on the surface. But I very carefully, avoid speculation on the reasons they came running over. Because now I'm personally thinking he might have been running for help or something, which would be a shame. But
help from what, though?
What?
Help from what, though?
That would be the question. So I leave out any details, no possible, basically.
No speculation.
Yeah, no speculation, essentially. Also, I try to avoid any assumptions that he was like suddenly bursting in there. Because if someone says that someone's a druggie, they're obviously crazed Mau terrorists or something.
Okay. Yeah, you can produce a good bare bones story.
Right. I also, it might upset people, but I'm going to, okay. It might be I don't think, I could add something into the article, something about no charges will be laid against Mr. Finley at this time.
That may be a bit premature, but we'll see.
Well, apparently, as far as I know, that's right. No, the sheriff's department has issued no statements concerning There's the parking lot. Actually, in fact, I probably won't even mention the place. Actually, it's probably too soon to even write an article about it because I don't have a lot of details except that what's been alleged. Actually, I'm not sure. I mean, you know, investigative procedure includes, you know, you leave as much interpretation out of what you write as possible.
Mm-hmm. And the bare bones situation is that for some reason George Duncan ran from his house to the Findlay house and was promptly shot.
Yes. Okay. That's pretty much the bare bones situation. Yeah.
Right.
Reason.
Except that between the bunch of you, you're just starting to realize there may be a small problem with that.
Yes. But unfortunately, that's all. Oh, there was an issue of Astro City about how a superhero battle that a reporter got caught up in and witnessed the entire thing, and it was an amazing story, utterly amazing story. But what wound up with was like 3 paragraphs about a dead shark being dropped on some subway tracks, and that was the only thing that made it into the paper. And as the guy who wrote the years later, when that reporter became the editor, he said because he was right to trim it down to only that because there was nothing there we couldn't verify.
Right.
So that's what I'm going to do is basically trim it down to only what can actually be verified.
Mm-hmm.
But then I quickly make a few notes of things to
look into.
Right. And yep. And then I hang on a second. Yeah. And then I ask Janet's picture what her opinion of all of this is, and then I get some shut eye and I start doing some research the next morning.
Right. Let's see. Morning, where we were. What is everybody doing?
Right. So what I do is first I phone.
John, you told us what you're doing this morning already.
Right.
What is everybody else doing?
Okay.
Let's give everyone else a turn.
I'm going to research those 2 telephone numbers. And take a close look on this notepad to see what else is in that notepad apart from those telephone numbers. And what was this cryptic message that was tell her about it or something?
Give her this number.
Give her this number.
Give her this number. And that number, if you're going to do the research, turns out to belong to the Lifeline Emergency Clinic.
Oh.
Okay.
Is that a local?
It's actually in the next town over.
Local enough.
Okay. What is that? What kind of clinic is that?
It is a 24-hour assault and rape hotline and medical center.
Shit.
That's odd for an old woman to have. Another odd thing in this story. Lots of oddities piling up.
Yes, they are, aren't they?
Okay, what about the other number? The one from the dashboard.
David,
yes.
What is the time period of the story?
Oh, this is contemporary, 2066.
Okay, so mobile phones totally a thing.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I told you whose number it was.
I'm guessing it's Lucy's.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I wanted to be part of the story.
Oh, you're in it now.
That's irrevocably.
Yeah. It's unlisted. It's a mobile. It's like a burner phone. So it's
Unlisted.
not listed.
Okay.
Yeah, like it's not in the phone book, but it's a mobile phone number. So it's local.
Okay, so wait, let me get this straight, Shu. Lucy flirts with a guy by giving him a burner number.
Hey, it's complicated. No, it's not. Like I said burner, but what I mean by burner is one of those pay-as-you-go phones. Like people that don't want to be on contracts get the phones where you get like a little card.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's not a contract. It's not a contract.
My parents use one of those.
Yeah, well, some people call them burner phones, but like other people have them besides just
it depends. It depends how permanently you use them. Exactly. That makes it sound marginally less creepy than trying to flirt with someone using a burner number.
Well, I call them burner phones just because I don't know. I thought that's what they were called, but yeah.
Okay.
But anyway.
I don't know. It still sounds like it might be a good idea.
No one would look at that and say, "Oh, that's Lucy's number," because usually, if people want to get Lucy, they call the bar. Like everybody just thinks the number of the bar is Lucy's number because she's always there. So
right.
A lot of
so
people
this
just,
is so.
Like if someone were to give someone her number, they would just give them the bar's number.
Okay. So what would happen in this case? Is that Roy would be trying to research this number, not find a listing, and probably have to call it to find out whose it is. In which case, suddenly you're interacting. Go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm calling.
Oh boy, is this going to get awkward?
And wait for it.
And the voice on the other end sounds just a little bit hungover. Yeah.
He's in the pod.
Yeah. Hi. Who is this?
Who is this? George?
Wait. Lucy, is that you?
Yeah, it's entirely possible you would know Roy.
Oh.
Because he frequents several of the bars around town.
Okay. Oh, is he a drinker?
Yes.
You could say that.
Then she's like, Roy?
Yeah, hi.
How did you get, what's up, hon? What's going on? It's a bit early to get started, isn't it?
It's complicated.
Like, the minute she knows it's Roy, she switches from, like, you can, like, hear her switch. Like, she puts on the face. She goes from, like, what the fuck, who's this asshole calling me, to, like, hey, I'm your friendly bartender. Like, in a second.
Give it a moment. It's about to change again.
She's like, so what's up? It's a bit early to get started, isn't it, hon?
Yeah, sorry. I just saw this number on the dashboard of George's car.
Okay, and what were you doing in George's car? His stereo's not great, let me tell you.
Yeah, I was. Oh, interesting. Interesting that you know that. Thing is, I wasn't in George's car. I was standing beside George's car and saw the number. The thing why it was interesting was that George has been shot last night.
Oh, fuck you. That's not funny, Roy. That's not funny.
I know. He's dead.
I think she just hangs up. Like there's like a choked sound. There's like this strangled little sound, like someone is choking down a cry, and then she just hangs up.
So
that isn't good at
well.
communicating bad things.
Then when as well as could be expected.
Well, I mean, he could have said, hey, okay, so I have really bad news. You know, something like that to brace her, but besides,
Yeah,
oh,
let's
he shot and he's
see.
dead.
Let's see. Roy McNamara, no reassurance.
Yeah.
Lucy, no
Yeah.
reassurance. I think it went about as well as expected.
Yeah.
You have a good point.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to leave her to do that for the moment.
Yes. So, Kamaria.
I want to see if there's any local gossip about the shooting yet.
By which social circles?
Well, I'm not the type that goes into bars or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I would probably check with some of my friends, probably like the person who invited me to the party and everything.
Oh, yes, that would be Martha Dookie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hi.
Hey, was just wondering if you heard about what happened last night.
No, I hadn't. Something about a shooting?
Yeah, it looked like
Was anybody hurt?
yeah, George was killed.
Killed?
Uh-huh.
Oh my. That's rather chilling, really.
Yeah.
I mean, he just delivered groceries yesterday, and now he's cooling.
Yeah.
That could have come out much better, I'm sure, but this completely takes me by surprise. I'd heard a little bit about a shooting, but not who. Is there a motive? And who did the shooting? One of his drug friends?
No, it was a neighbor. It's something. I guess he was in their house and they shot him, but I don't actually know where he was. I don't know. I heard something about blood at his house too, so I'm not sure exactly what happened.
Oh, this is all a very confusing story. You must tell me more of it.
Oh dear.
I'm surprised this isn't making the rounds already.
Give it time, it will, dear.
Yeah.
And this is a story that sounds like it has to be told. I'd love to hear more. Coffee?
Sure.
Damn, even the NPCs are snoopy as hell.
Yeah.
It's
Apparently
a small town, of course they are.
It's a small town. You need something to do without cable.
You're right. It's probably the most exciting thing that's happened since so-and-so's kid got stuck in the well.
Give it time.
All right.
But yeah, coffee works.
Yeah. So you're discussing how much of the story with her?
Well, I'm not going to tell her everything. I'm not going to tell her like going into his house or anything like that.
Yeah. Just getting the basic details right, that he ran over from his house to someone else's house and was promptly shot.
Yeah.
She will provide the rest about him being on drugs and dangerous, frothing from the mouth. And so when Martha tells it to her friends, it will be much more exciting.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, after about the 6th or 7th go around, George Duncan is going to sound like Druggy Godzilla.
Yeah. Telephone.
the Pharmasaurus.
Mhm.
And Casey.
Casey would probably have a somewhat unusual sleeping, working schedules, but after some period of time, I think would be mostly curious about that the symbol that was on the door or on the door frame in blood, but probably not successfully be able to find anything about it. Because how do you Google search thing that looks like this and then try to recreate it? Like
that would be Tin Eye.
That the foot.
That would be what? What did you say?
Tin Eye.
Oh. Well, I mean, the thing is, you would have to have
Google
a photo.
will also do some. Google will also do some reverse image search.
Yeah, I know about that, but if you don't actually have a photo,
we have a photo because you don't have it, but
yes,
Spencer.
Yeah, that's my point. Yeah,
Spencer has it.
Yeah, Martin could get you. Martin could hook you up.
Or actually, maybe.
Yeah, where would you be this time of morning? You've just gotten out of work from Mammoth Marked, maybe seeking breakfast somewhere?
She rents a room in her brother's family house, so probably just making something, but
eating with the family? That works too.
Yeah. Doesn't really tie in anything though.
Not at present, no.
Not at present, but pretty soon, because I'm going to want to know more, so I'm going to call everybody who has been in the house and tell them that we meet in the Oaken Barrel, I think, There's a quiet corner in the Oaken Barrel where we can sit and talk.
That wonderful place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The bar with the reputation of serving the hardest liquor in town.
Which bar has the rep?
The Oaken Barrel.
Is that my bar?
It could be if you want.
My bar is the best bar in the most popular bar. No, I'm just kidding. But
yeah, the Oaken Barrel I would consider to be a better bar than the Shootin' Suds.
I just think her should be like the most beloved watering hole. I don't know. So whichever.
The most.
Do I work at 2 bars? No.
Why don't we say it's the Oaken Barrel, because that'll get you in with the rest of the crowd.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Exactly.
Do we serve food? Are we like a proper pub with food?
You'll have some food as well, but mostly people come in for the drink.
Yeah.
But it's like pub food, but not like a restaurant. Okay, I get it. Cool.
Yeah. Okay. So everybody gets a call. So everybody invited. I'm going to wait there.
In the usual spot.
No, this time the quiet spot. I'm usually just sitting near the bar, but this time I'm choosing the quiet spot where we can talk without being overheard by the other customers. Yeah.
In the early afternoon, this isn't usually much of a problem.
Yeah, but still.
And you have the occasional businessman coming through, And the open barrel is probably a slightly more upscale bar than, like I said, the Shootin' Suds.
Shooting suns.
Well, it's a combination bar pool hall. What else would you call it?
Ooh,
Nice.
I like that.
8-ball? I don't know.
Okay, so when I get there, I think I don't know if Lucy is already there.
It wouldn't be much of an interaction opportunity if she wasn't.
That's true. Yeah, I think Lucy usually comes in like around lunchish and leaves and closes.
Could be. Except this day is a little unusual. You'd found that some guy you'd flirted with by writing your phone number on his dashboard is
At
dead.
least. Yeah.
He's dead. And the guy who told you is coming in.
Nothing awkward about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if
Yeah.
Lucy's working, she's probably like half an hour late. Not that they would dare say anything.
Okay, so
She does keep the customers happy in a nice way, I mean.
oh, Lucy, hi.
Well, hey,
Hi.
what do you having?
Yeah,
Information. No, sorry. Yeah.
Oh,
so I'm going to take that quiet spot over there for today, but
yeah, good. Have fun.
yeah, just would you bring me some of the good stuff and sit with me for a moment, and I'm going to tell you more about what happened yesterday, okay?
She just kind of gives a dismissive, and like she's got her smile on, but it's pretty right around the edges. It's like
Well,
you can kind
let's
of tell she's not.
Well, let's see. Roy, Emmy, and James all have bullshit detector. How about that?
Oh, she's fucking like she wants to be at home crying and drinking, but she has to be here at the fucking bar smiling at people. She like, I think it's like habit. Like she's done this smiley act so long that she can do it without meaning it.
Yeah.
But
like it's taking effort.
She's
Today it's taking
subsuming her
effort.
grief.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And there's a lot of grief. Like this is in her heart, harder than you would expect for just, like one of her patrons.
You know what? I'm going to try a shrink on you.
Oh God! Oh, that's gonna go well. Lucy is kind of known as like an empathy, like a misery sponge. Like everybody talks to her, she doesn't talk to anybody. I think that seems like it would make sense in a small town.
So she would have like a lot of points and shrink, maybe.
Oh, is that a stat? Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But still, I have been school counselor before I got fired, or before I quit. So
why did you get fired again?
Momentary
nobody's talking about that. Why I didn't? Why I'm not
No,
there anymore.
but why did you get fired?
I was asked to quit by the mayor himself.
Oh shit!
No shit, but that's all a big secret. Hush, hush.
No shit. One daughter though.
Yeah, one daughter, and she's not in town anymore. She's now in a different town in a different school. And she was a pupil in my school, a student in my school before that. So, well, there's that. And we have met in
all kinds of awkward there.
By the way, we have met in the Oaken Barrel, the mayor's daughter and me, and drank something.
She should probably not have been in there.
Yeah, but she was. But I brought her home, being considerate, the responsible adult.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Oh my God. All right. So
Okay.
Lucy Mascherano ideas what we've been down there.
Yeah, so yeah, wow. Anyone else want to interact with this little tableau? Please.
Yeah, come at me. She.
Now, where am I now?
I think you have delivered your report in the morning, but you're still you technically only work on Monday, so now you are still free. You could come here anytime.
Possibly. Okay, well, having research probably means I know. I mean, I think I'm more likely to find something. Okay, small town library, unlikely to have a large occult section.
You should be so lucky.
Or
The public library here doesn't have much of an occult section, unless you're interested in crystals and pyramids.
There might be like those Time Life books about the supernatural.
But
They have internet.
probably
They do have internet, though, so there's that.
Would computer science be used for making internet searches?
I would just count research for that.
Yeah, because in that case, I'm wondering why I put 3 points into it. Maybe I should redistribute them later. But anyway,
In computer science?
yeah, that's more for like hacking and stuff than.
Yeah, it is. But if you want to move a point out of computer science and into something else, I'll allow it. Fine adjustments to people's characters are okay up until the end of the first scenario. Hint, hint.
Yes.
I'll probably be doing something similar because I didn't catch that the whole.
Gee whiz, it would be a little precious to put it in occult studies. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, so far only one person has occult studies in the group. Matt.
Yeah. Well,
We
tell you
don't know that person yet.
to tell you the truth.
Don't even exist yet. Sorry.
Actually, you know what, John? Okay, if you're going to be a reporter, I can suggest a thing to take that point out of computer science and put it into.
What would that be?
Cop talk.
Hot talk.
That's
Yeah.
a good idea.
That's really a good idea. Yes.
Yes. Okay. Well, I don't have occasion to use it now, but I think I will still do the research on that symbol and see if there's anything online about.
Online about that symbol.
Yeah.
Okay. What about this call you've gotten from Roy to meet at a bar in town to discuss stuff?
I'm going to go there then.
Okay. And Kamaria?
Well, I guess after the little coffee thing.
After the little coffee talk.
Yeah, then I would go ahead and go meet Roy there.
And Casey.
Casey would be there as well.
Excellent. We have all 5 people together in one place. Simon says interact.
Yeah.
Okay. Does the Oaken Barrel have Wi-Fi?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it would. Mm-hmm.
What's the password?
Okay. Well then.
The password is QT pie, like the letter Q and then the letter T and then pie.
Okay. Yeah, this is how you tell, by the way, when you're in a college town. Up in New Hampshire, there's a little fast food pizza joint called Pizza Pie, the mathematical symbol.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
One like that and say, yep, college town. Anyway, so yeah. So while we're there, say hi, yeah. Something I wanted to take a look at. I pull my laptop out while I'm talking. Because something I noticed something. There's some crosstalk about George. What was his last name again?
Duncan.
Sure.
About Mr. Duncan having a reputation as a druggie. Well,
Yeah, he has been in prison for drug stuff, but the deputy was sure that he was now that he was clean now.
Interesting. That does make a that does change the picture. But then, of course, reputations do tend to stick forever, don't they? Anyway.
Well, I know that the deputy is a straight number, so he's good to talk to and not a crooked bastard like the sheriff. So I'm all for.
Mental note of that.
I'm all
As
for
well you
believing.
should. So will I.
So no idea what made him go over there, and I think it's really true that he might have looked for help, and then he got shot.
Considering there was blood on his back door, including a strange symbol scrawled in blood on the...
Actually, the little strange symbol in blood was the only blood on that door frame.
Oh!
But who put it there? Like, I don't imagine that if he's bleeding, he's going to have done it.
I think you said it wasn't fresh, though.
Yeah, it was dry.
Not fresh.
So,
it was
like
dry.
A day or 2 or 3 earlier, someone had done it.
It wouldn't have been there for too long because the weather would have removed it.
Well, I don't think that he would have done that. At least, I don't know. It seems weird for him to.
Sounds more like something. I don't know.
While we're in the middle of the conversation, I'm also sort of multitasking here. I'm trying to run a Google search or something, or maybe even do a research, computer science. You can even do a thing that will go out and do searches for you.
Yeah. You're looking for information on that symbol and
on medallions. With the symbology is the best I can make out the symbology on the medallion.
There's not much symbology you can get off the medallion because it is so worn, the imagery is kind of degraded.
Right. Mm-hmm. And nevertheless, the fact that it is such an old medallion on a brand new chain, too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, is there a jewelry store local where somebody might have had a new chain made?
There is a jewelry store or two in town.
Oh, well,
one is more jewelry repair. One is a well, at least an attempt to get a fully fledged jewelry outlet in the town.
Right. Well, I make a quiet note and ask them later on, but investigative procedure would be to ask them, but not at the moment. In any case, so yeah.
Kamaria, Casey, Lucy.
That's right.
So, well, wait. I'm going to tell the rest of the group how Lucy comes into the picture. I'm just telling that. I'm telling them about the two numbers. The one number I found on the dashboard, that was Lucy's number here.
Whoa, don't tell them about that.
Don't take back.
No. If Lucy hears Roy start to tell people that, she will legit spill a drink on him. Okay. She has never done. I'm just saying. No.
What was that other number, and who did he want to tell? Who did he want to give it to?
The number on the paper. The number on the paper, yes. Okay. The number on the paper is from the Lifeline Emergency Clinic over in Shelbyville.
Shelbyville. Perfect.
Oh, perfect.
So it's a 24-hour assault and rape hotline. Pretty odd that he would have that in his house, or that his grandmother would have it in her house.
Mhm.
Because
yeah, Andreas, you did the research spend earlier, so you
Yeah.
do know that note on the pad is his handwriting.
Mhm.
okay, yeah.
He
So
wrote down the number with a note under it, give her this number. Still don't know who her is, though.
yeah. So
Yeah.
he wanted to give it to someone, but I have no idea to who. So maybe Lucy, do you have an idea whom George would want to give an assault and rape hotline number?
Do I have any idea?
I'm not sure you do. You'd only met the guy about 2 weeks ago.
He in jail 2 weeks?
Well, okay, about a week and a half ago then.
You said he was a longtime resident.
He was a longtime resident of the town.
Okay, well then I've
Had
known him
this
way more
bad
than
boy.
2 weeks.
Yeah, but you
Right?
wouldn't have. Yeah, but you wouldn't have scrolled your phone number on his grandmother's car's dashboard while his grandmother was driving it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we
Lucy's
don't know
very-
how long they've known each other, but he's been driving that car only a couple weeks.
Yeah,
Right.
since he came back from
All right.
prison.
Yeah. Damn. All right. Well, maybe that's the reason she got that. Oh shit.
Well, she
I-
died while he was in prison.
Yeah, that's really
And-
sad.
Yeah, he came back and was all alone and tried to live. He tried an honest life, and he wanted to give somebody this hotline number.
So I don't know who she is. Her is.
You don't know who she is.
Okay.
Mhm.
So like Lucy's bustling around, probably cleaning tables that are already clean, just to keep
Mhm.
busy. So she kind of gives this dismissive, no idea, hon. Hope you figure it out. Good luck with your. She kind of like just says something as she walks by, and it's very.
You know, I
much like,
can't help thinking that maybe Lucy is down a few points of stability.
Mhm. She sounds
Really?
like it.
Well, I mean, on this particular day, yeah, this is not a good day.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm
it's-
going to
Yeah,
try that shrinking. I want to
That-
give her
that would-
stability back.
That would mean getting her to sit still long enough to be talked to.
Okay,
Good
come
luck.
on, come sit here for a spell. Let's talk.
I'm working,
No,
hon. Sorry.
So
Got a
What?
good time.
Maybe
let
it's-
Amanda
do look
let
clean.
Amanda do that for a moment and just listen a bit.
Maybe if someone were to reassure her first.
Oh, that's interesting.
So, Kamaria, reassure her.
He says out loud.
He says out loud. Oh, wow.
That's
Reassure her
hilarious.
that my idea is good.
I mean, I can if you want me to.
It was more easy with students at school. I could just tell them to sit still, and they had to.
They did never disobey.
So, Emmy, are we going to call this a 1-point spend of reassurance from Kamaria to get Lucy to sit still long enough to take some impromptu psychotherapy?
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
Because why not?
Mm-hmm. Okay, and
Oh,
having
shit.
yeah, because the first step is convincing her that she has a problem.
Yes.
Yes.
At this point, the next thing to do would be ask, how many points do you want to spend of your shrink pool?
Well, I think I'm going to spend.
Okay,
Wait, I
what you're
need to
going to
get to
do?
4, right?
You need to roll 1 die, get 4 or better, and you get +1 for each point of shrink you spend.
I'm going to spend.
3 would be a guaranteed success.
Yeah. So
Yep.
I want some risk. So I'm going to. I'm going to spend 2 points. And then I'm rolling.
No. Using which app? Or just physical dice?
Physical die. And I didn't have to spend my 2 points. I rolled a 4. So with the spend, I get to 6.
Yeah. So go ahead and roll a die.
Yeah, I did. I rolled a 4.
Okay. Roll 1 more die.
1 more die.
Yeah.
That's a 5.
Yeah, we could say you helped her recover that much stability.
Wow, that's a lot.
Holy cow.
So she should get her act together now and be.
All right.
If you really want to, this is let's call it a demonstration of the system in action, I guess.
Get it together, Lucy.
All right. Well, she's still wary and reserved, but she does, like, at the edge of one of the tables, and she's listening.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
And no, you have no idea who George would want to give the number to a rape and assault crisis hotline to.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay.
Did Casey actually like reverse search that symbol?
Casey was going to try to, but
didn't really have anything to go off of besides her memory. She didn't have the photo, I don't think so.
Yeah, but now we have the photo because Martin has the photo.
Yes.
How big was it?
it was about palm sized.
Because I'm really curious to know what that is.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be a real letdown if it was like the symbol of Pastafarianism or something.
It's not.
In dried blood. That would probably be in pasta sauce if it was the symbol of Pastafarianism.
Yeah. Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, now this is an obscure enough thing that I can't say research would turn it up.
Between history and humanities, I might, like I might, be able to tell if it has a particularly if it's more of a Vedic symbol or if it's more like a kanji or something. I might have some idea of the culture that it might be associated with.
Yeah, perhaps, but you've already spent a point of history and humanities already this session. This might not be something you can research this trip.
Right.
I have an idea. I'm looking up if there is someone who would know something about occultism in our town here. Try to find someone in the town who knows stuff about occult sciences.
Let's see. This would be a good time to bring in Matt.
Yo, Matt.
Hey.
Hey.
Can someone link me to my character?
Oh.
You're a photographer, right?
Oh, there.
James beat me to it.
Fast.
Yeah, that thing.
I
Yeah,
The preview.
didn't mean to call you out on the spot or anything, Matt, but they are kind of asking for you.
Yeah, but
They literally asked for it. Okay.
yeah, really, we
Yeah.
did. We were just researching to find someone like you.
Okay. The thing is, I'm not sure if it's my reputation necessarily. I'm a fish and game wildlife
Who may have had some strange experiences in the past.
Yeah,
This is true.
yeah. Your name was mentioned in a forum, in an obscure forum from California.
Like, hey, this guy lives in town.
Hey, this guy photographed Bigfoot.
The photograph buff who was mentioned in an occultism forum.
So clearly, he must know what this symbol means.
So no, maybe he can point us to some expert or something.
Right.
We should just tell him a lie or something, because we can't pull him into our little hobby investigation. We are going to just ask him. We're just going to tell him that we saw this symbol and are interested, and maybe he can help us. We don't need to tell him anything. So maybe how do we approach him without scaring him? Because we can't just drop on him like a bomb of 6 people. Hey, we just dropped by, wondering if you could help us with a cult symbol.
5 and a GM.
5 people. 5 people ringing at the door and saying, "Hey, we want to know something about occultism. Tell us."
You have to play it cool.
Yeah, we have to. Oh, I have an idea. Martin can do it because he's a reporter. He has a good story. He could tell him that he just saw this symbol and he would be interested. And he's a reporter. That's a good enough explanation why he's trying to find out stuff about it.
It has the benefit of also being true.
Yeah, that too. So best if he just calls him. Okay, Martin, we need you. Martin, because you are a reporter.
So
yeah, we don't want to scare Jonathan Blake away. That's why we won't all descend on him and ask him for the symbol, but we will send you alone as a reporter to ask him, because you are a reporter. That's good enough reason why you would ask.
You know something about this because.
And he would know something about this because.
Oh, because he was mentioned in a forum of occultism on the internet.
Right.
His name is mentioned, and he lives in this town, so that's.
Right. The truth is out there, just not here.
Yeah.
It's a forum from California or something, and they said he knew stuff about occultism. So so maybe he can point us to an expert who knows the symbol.
Right. Right. So yeah, I just I want to talk to you because you're apparently local and were mentioned on some sort, so you might know something about like yada yada yada. I was following a story and I came across this rather strange symbol, and I actually sort of drew it because I don't want to show them a picture of the symbol written in blood on somebody's door, so I'll just sort of draw it freehand on and just.
Nice.
Wait, so how are you in touch with me?
Yeah.
Are you emailing me or?
Yeah, so basically,
The easiest way to get in touch with him might be through the message board you found him on.
Exactly, I do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I'll check out your.
This may slightly delay his entry.
Right.
But as we are getting toward 1:30, we're not usually this late on these sessions, so I must be doing something right today.
Yeah.
And we just lost Shu.
Oh, no.
So, yeah, she got to run, kids. Have fun. See you next week. She said in chat. So, I think we're going to go ahead and stop broadcast here. And we can get
Jonathan Blake's expertise next time.
Right. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stop broadcast for now. See you next week, kiddies.